It's been a really interesting month. Really, really interesting month. It's been an interesting month. For those of you who know, after a year in our new house, tearing things apart and putting things back together as best I can, I've been job looking. And I did briefly have a job for a small niche retail company that ended up being trash. Since that, and some more work on the house, I've been looking for work again. The housework is kind of on hold because we're kind of at a point where we're still doing fine, but we can't spend any money unnecessarily. So I'm holding on some of that stuff. The beast, May, my Cadillac hearse, a few of you have seen her. She needs a little bit of work. She's still good, but she's gonna need some stuff. And this kind of stuff dwells on you after a while. And then, I hate mentioning this because this is really stupid. And you're gonna know what I mean. You're gonna know exactly what I mean by this because it's stupid, but it's not. If you've been in my stream before and you've seen our cat, Ellie, my little skinny cat, who comes in and wants to walk around on my desk and walk around and hang out in my lap, she passed 2 weeks ago. And she started having convulsions. We had to take her to the vet. And without a lot of very, very expensive MRIs and stuff like that, they didn't really have much they could do to tell what was going on, except that she might have something going on in her head, something going on in her spine. She was clearly not in a good place. So she went to sleep. And that's been weighing on me for 2 weeks. And it really pisses me off that those little fuckers take up so much space in our hearts. But I've had a few people ask me why I haven't been streaming lately, and that's it. Just you hold the weight of your world up for so long, then things happen. Those fucking little fur balls. God damn it. So, but it's had me thinking. And I know from conversations that I have with others about their things, my things, we all struggle. We all struggle. Not massively, not all the time. I mean, some people do. But we all struggle a little bit on occasion, day to day. And sometimes it's just one little thing in a day and it just kind of sets our day down. And one of the biggest issues that I have dealing with my shit is that it's really easy to go, this thing that's bothering me, well, there are people that have it so much worse. So I shouldn't worry about my issue because it's nothing compared to somebody else. And to a degree, that's true. But very much, it's wrong. Because no matter how big your problem is, no matter how small it is, and no matter how it compares to somebody else, these things weigh on us and we have to deal with them eventually. So you have these comparisons between yourself and others, and you're like, oh crap, I broke my ankle, I can't walk for a month. And you can go, well, I just saw a guy at the store the other day who didn't have a leg. Yeah, that sucks, but that doesn't make your problem less. Definitely more temporary, but you can say, well, I have diabetes, I have it under control, but it sucks because I have to buy this medication, I have to go see the doctor. Then you can go, oh, but it could be way worse because I know this person who has diabetes and They have to have dialysis, and they have to take a lot more insulation than I do, and they have to do this, and they do all that. And you're like, but so I can't complain about my situation because somebody else has it way worse. And that's not the case. So the point of that, right off the bat, is to tell you, to remind you that whatever problems you have, they are not nothing. They are not unimportant. You may not be in a worse situation compared to someone else. The problem, real or perceived, is a problem, and you have to address them as best you can. So, as soon as I find my fire, everything that I own is black, and the only way I can find anything on my desk is to move my big mouse pad out of the way so I can see it. There are people that I've talked with online and in real life. I know, real life, right? Who would have guessed? That I know that are going through things. And I'm a personality where I have friends that I haven't talked to for years, but I run into them, sit down, and we can talk just like the last time we spoke was yesterday, except we have a lot more new stuff to talk about. And some people don't do well when they're struggling and they don't talk to people. But those people that I talk to, sometimes you've got to get help with your issues. Whether it's a friend or a family member, clergy member. I mean, if you've been here before, you know kind of how I feel on that topic. But in general, I have found that members of the clergy want to help people. They want to do good things. And even if maybe they can't help you with a specific situation, they can point you in the right direction. I know someone that has been struggling for a while with identity and depression that are not necessarily tied together, but they are, if you follow what I mean. The depression is kind of an issue. The identity is kind of an issue, but the identity doesn't help the depression, and the depression doesn't help with the identity problems. And I'd had the opportunity to talk to them several times, and they were able to go and see a counselor. They've been seeing a counselor for a while. I haven't spoken with them for a while myself. That's where I got onto the topic of not talking to people for a long time. But last I checked in, they were doing okay. Which brings me to another random thought, and that is, if someone that's close to you, excuse me, I'm fucking having an issue right as I hit the start stream button before Maddie raided. I got hiccups and a spasm in my fucking eyelid. And so if you think I'm winking at you, sure, we'll go with that. But the hiccups are really annoying because they're kind of, vaporous. Fuck, I don't know. But I am not a counselor. I am not a psychologist, psychiatrist. I've had no training at all. But if anyone who knows me wants to chit chat, you're welcome to reach out. If there's somebody else that you want to talk to, but you don't know if they'd be okay with that, maybe they've got some specific, we'll say, information base, maybe, that you think might help you, but you don't want to bother them, let me know, and I will be happy to bother them for you, So, summary recap, as the title on the stream goes. Everyone struggles, whether it's depression or anxiety or identity problems or gender dysphoria or just what I can't figure out what color socks I want to wear today. Don't overreact to your problems. Try to judge, really, how big is this problem? But then don't ignore it. Just address it accordingly to the degree of problem it is. Can't figure out which color socks you want to wear? Just close your eyes, pick them, put them on, be unhappy with it. Because in that situation, you're probably not going to be happy with any socks you put on, and that's why you can't pick them. If you have gender dysphoria, and it's, I wish my butt was bigger, and it bothers you, but it's not causing you issues, then, you address it accordingly. At it, work on surgery down the road. I think you follow where I'm going, but if you have depression, if you have anxiety, if you have not naughty thoughts are fine. If you have bad thoughts, you've got to address that shit. I have, by my estimation, struggled with depression, anxiety, and ADHD for at least 30 years. ADHD longer than that. My ADHD was so bad in first and second grade that they told my mother that they were going to put me into a special learning class because I wasn't smart enough to be in a class with other children my age. And then when we moved, I go to the next school and they're like, no, he's not learning deficient. He's fucking bored. Now, I like to toot my own horn. I'm not going to tell you I'm really smart, but I can definitely tell you I'm no dummy. I did pretty good pronouncing those fucking names. I did better than some of you would have. Not all of you, some of you. And you know who you are, because you looked at those words and went, what the fuck, just the same as me. Except for I didn't say what the fuck. I soldiered on, powered through it. So I've talked with my partner about what I'm dealing with. She totally gets it. She's absolutely supportive. A few friends, a family member. She's still frustrated because she's wanted to be employed a little bit longer than when I first started looking. But she doesn't push it. She helps. And that's important too. If you're helping someone who's struggling with something, nagging's not going to help. Telling them they've got a problem is not going to help because they already know. Although if you know somebody who has a problem they don't know, you know what? Just find someone better situated than me to explain how to deal with that. But it's just get them some help. Find them some help. Intervention. Whatever. I don't care. Don't wear socks. See, and that's the kind of thing that if somebody's struggling with it, you can tell them, hey, you know what? Instead of wearing socks, why don't you go get your sandals or your flip-flops? Or, if you're not going to the grocery store, don't wear any shoes. You can be having a perfectly good day. You can be in a perfectly good mindset, and you go out and do your shit for the day, and you come home and you settle in, and somebody looks at you and goes, have you been wearing 2 different shoes all day? And you look down, and that can be one of those things, one of those moments that just takes that whole day and just turns it all the way fucking around on you, and it just, the happy for that day ends. And if nothing else from the initial topics of this stream, if it makes you feel any better about your situation, that you're not happy, well, fucking neither am I, and you're welcome to hang out and be not happy with me. We can all be pissed off, depressed, anxious, whatever the fuck, together.